Meteorologist Danielle Noyes here for the 1 Degree Outside Weather Network with a Monday morning update on our February nor'easter. Blizzard conditions are underway. Here's where we stand. The heaviest snow will continue through late morning. Worst wind gusts through that period as well. Blizzard conditions through the afternoon, blowing and drifting snow, reduced visibility and treacherous travel. Outage numbers will continue to go up. Afternoon coastal flooding, another round of it coming up with minor coastal flooding and perhaps some moderate pockets as well. Storm center south of Nantucket now undergoing rapid strengthening, already has bombed out and will continue to shift off to the north and east here. Very sharp cutoff on the northwest side to little, if any, snow in northern New England. Visibility, though, has been reduced this morning. Notice quarter to a half a mile in many areas, with the deeper blues indicating the heaviest bands of snow that have been focused from Boston back down to the upper Cape. And the wind has been remarkable, 50 plus miles per hour in Boston, but we've had some gusts over 70 miles per hour from Chatham back down to Nantucket, where it's still gusting to 70, numerous gusts between 50 and 60 miles per hour for the South Shore, for the Cape and the islands, and some gusts through the interior, you notice, running between about 40 and 50 miles per hour, particularly in the hilltops as well. Quick mention of the wind chill because of that. It is running in the teens, despite the fact the temperatures are in the 20s to lower 30s. So it's brutal out there. Notice the predicted radar, very sharp northwest cutoff and lighter intensity through the interior. But the deeper blues here that continue to rotate into eastern Massachusetts, particularly from Boston back down, look at this, to the South Shore and the Cape over the course of the morning through early afternoon. And those spots, that's when we're talking about snowfall rates 2 to 3 inches per hour, lighter intensity through the interior, and then it throttles back after that. Still anticipating the back edge to swing through western New England, 6 p.m., Worcester around 7, eastern areas between about 8 and 9 p.m. with just a few flurries left over after that. And then clearing will eventually come in with some sunshine, but most of us will see temperatures through the overnight tonight running in the teens. So this is the predicted snow rate. Notice the deeper blues. That's the 2 inch per hour snow rates that continue through late morning from the Boston quarter back down just south and west of the city, down to the upper Cape. That's where the most intense snow is. And notice it continues for a time from the South Shore back down to the South Coast until midday to early afternoon. That lighter blue does, though, indicate inch and a half snowfall rates that continue until early afternoon in those areas. That's the lighter intensity through the interior. I was talking about a quarter to a half an inch of snow per hour through the early to mid-afternoon, and then it's just leftover flurries. So really from mid-afternoon onward, the intensity across the board does slowly taper off. There's that leftover flurries. Although eastern Maine, we will continue to see some pockets of steadier snow through the course of the evening. How much additional snow falls? Well, the jackpot will be across southeastern New England, extending into Rhode Island, and that's where we're talking about a foot that will continue to fall, but locally higher amounts, particularly from somewhere like Kingston, Duxbury, Plymouth, down to New Bedford and to the Cape. That's where we may see an additional 14, 15, perhaps isolated 16 amounts. Then you notice north and west of Boston, the amounts do taper off pretty dramatically. For the deeper blues in here, we're talking about 6 to 8, and that may extend briefly up to 495, but then after that, we're talking about little, if anything. 2 to 4, yes, still a plowable snow, but amounts will drop off dramatically, including for much of southern New Hampshire, little, if anything, north of the Lakes region. It's really just a coating here, up and down 93 from Concord to Hooks at maybe an inch, and then it does ramp up a little bit in southern New Hampshire, southern Vermont, about a coating to an inch, and then in central and eastern Maine, we get about 2 to 4, but likely on the lower end of those totals with some localized higher amounts right along the tip of down east Maine. All right, wind gusts strongest in southeastern New England, but the damaging threat continues through late morning. Strongest wind focused from the South Shore to the Cape. Still some isolated gusts over 70 possible through late morning, and numerous gusts between 50 and 60. The wind will slowly, that's the key word, throttle back. It also shifts around to the north and the northwest on the backside of the storm. So for those that do lose power, for the buckets to get up there, obviously really tough with the blowing and the drifting snow, but still some gusts that will be about 35 to 45 miles per hour right on through the evening hours, and then easing a little bit more tomorrow morning, waking up to gusts that are around 20 to 30 miles per hour. So coastal concerns still from Long Island to far southwestern Connecticut, a little bit of splash over, but minor coastal flooding up and down the coastline from southern Maine to eastern Massachusetts, maybe some moderate pockets in a couple of spots, road closures and debris with the pounding surf and the beach erosion that will continue actually till Tuesday morning. So we'll keep you posted on everything. Of course, you can download our free 1 Degree Outside weather app for the one-stop shop for everything. Be able to watch our stream on there as well. And we'll have more updates for you later on today.
Thanks so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed this 1 Degree Outside video.
Get exclusive content, support the mission at membership.onedegreeoutside.com. And don't forget, free and 5 stars on the App Store and Google Play. Search the #1 Degree Outside weather.